the first thing that I thought when I originally was like, oh man, I love playing League of Legends, this MOBA's great, was, where's the card game? Legends of Runeterra. It's here, it's a thing, and there's a beta, and I got it. So, we're going to be doing a video on Legends of Runeterra. This is actually the first week I'm doing 2 videos because I'm so excited about this game. It is so good. It's balanced so far. I mean, listen, I probably can't say that it's balanced. I have a shit ton more to play with this game. But I've played enough to know some pretty good decks. The deck that I'm going to do this video on seems pretty broken. I'm not going to lie. It gets off to a quick start. It can maintain advantage during the game, in mid-game. And it's, I guess late game is probably the only time it falls off a little bit. But it can still kind of come back late game too. So I love this deck. I love this game so far. Elise Kalista, Shadow Isles, broken deck. Let's see it. So this game just came out. It's in beta. You can get access to it by essentially watching other people's Twitches for long enough, and you get free access. So what I'm going to do is actually go through kind of a beginner's guide to a pretty cool deck archetype. To me, it seems busted. It seems ridiculously good. It's essentially a token deck for this new game. There are a lot of combos in this particular deck archetype, so please pay close attention to, you know, all the different cards and how they interact with each other. I'm going to try to do my best to explain everything, but if you are playing the beta, or you're just getting into the game, or, you know, hopefully you're watching this video when the game does eventually come out, I am going to also go over some of the basics. So this guide is really meant to be kind of an introduction to this game as well as the deck archetype. So hopefully you find it useful, and hopefully it helps you play the game and have fun. So first things first, this is the home page. It's pretty cool. All the graphics and art that they have are on point. We're going to get into the deck real quick. So there are 6 factions. You can see some of the faction symbols here. This particular faction is Shadow Isles. That's the green one. So you can do 2 factions in a deck. I'm not sure if you can do 3. I have not tried that yet. But this is the deck overall. It's basically based on 2 champions. You can only have 6 champion cards in your deck. You can have 40 max cards in your deck. The 2 champions in this deck are Elise and Kalista. Essentially, Elise makes tokens, 1/1 spiders, and Kalista, she benefits from things dying. So she also links with somebody when she's summoned, and that person takes damage in her stay. I also did just figure out a few neat mechanics with her that I guess it looks like it's linking to that particular card. So if I summon her and I link to Frenzied Skitterer, every other time I summon a Frenzied Skitterer, she will also gain that bonus effect. So the idea here would be to probably do it to a Spiderling, because that's what's going to be summoned the most, and she'll basically never be able to leave the field. So with that said, there are tons of things to summon Spiderlings in this deck. This one, if an ally died, again, going with the whole things dying category, summon 2 Spiderling. This one's a death rattle effect, essentially. Summon a Spiderling when he dies. This is Kalista's champion spell. Champion spells, when they're drawn while you have the champion in play, actually get a bonus effect. So if you click on this champion, you can see shuffle a Kalista into your deck. So it does this effect no matter what, even if you just didn't even have Kalista in your deck, but shuffle a Kalista into your deck if you have Kalista in play. So it's kind of nice, gives you some extra champion cards, which is pretty cool. We get some other things that sacrifice creatures in here. Glimpse Beyond, sacrifice an ally, draw 2 cards. Frenzied Skitterer, also combos with the spiders, kind of buff them up a little bit, and also reduce the other player's attack as well. This card is just for a little bit of extra beefiness. It actually gives you a 6/6 if you do, you know, get the 3 allies killed in 1 round. Brood Awakening is by far like the power card in this deck. It will swing it back in your favor. It summons 3 Spiderlings, grants everything +1/+0. The only thing is it's a pretty expensive spell, so you do have to watch out for, I think it's called Deny. I forget what faction it's for. Let me actually, I just don't own it. So Deny is in the Ionia faction. So stop a fast spell, slow spell, or skill. That's what you got to look out for. Raza is a great power card. As long as something dies that turn, you kill 2 of their lowest powered creatures. This works against Braum very well too, because Braum has 0 strength, and Braum's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes. So Ruination is basically just a big black hole, like Dark Hole in Yu-Gi-Oh! And like, oh Jesus, Twisting Nether in Hearthstone. There we go, remembered it. And Scuttlegeist is pretty nice. This is just, the more stuff that dies, it gets cheaper. All right, let's get into the first game here. Play. All right, so you got the life on the left. Red is the opponent. Blue is moi. You got the OK button is just how you go in between phases and turns and stuff. And then all your mana is on the right, which I'll get into in a second. As far as the starting hand, so again, this deck is based around tokens, so you want to hit the field going fast. So this 1-drop is perfect. It's amazing. It keeps field presence. Keeping a champion early is also good, and Crawling Sensation is also good. It's actually Elise's spell card too. We don't need the draw quite yet, I don't think, so we'll replace that, and I think we'll be good. Yeah, the Crawling Sensation, if I have Elise in play, it shuffles an Elise into my deck, so that's her champion spell. Getting Scuttlegeist early is also good. Hopefully a lot of stuff will die, or hopefully not, depending on how you look at it, and that'll get really cheap. Also drew a 2-drop.
Today, Junior?
Which is great. So, again, you want to be able to keep up on field presence in this game. Especially with this deck. So, to play him, you just drag him into the middle. You cannot drag them here. I don't know why. Seems kind of weird, but hey, whatever. I'm actually going to want to play Elise turn 2. Getting Elise turn 2 is amazing. That helps so much. It starts you off with so many tokens. Every time she attacks, you're going to get a Spiderling in play, and you can just start rolling with them. Usually if you get it past turn 2, they can easily block her and kill her, so we're going to want to attack with both because he has nothing. So he didn't play any creatures on his turn. He might have a spell that he could play after I decide to attack. After I decide to attack, he does have a chance to respond. But if he doesn't have anything, then it's just going to go through. So I'm going to attack with both since he has no blockers. Quick attack. You can see over here these 3 dots. This is your spell mana. This is what I was talking about rolls over. So this 2 that he has, if he doesn't play a spell, this is going to roll over into his spell mana. Watch it go to 3. And now he gets his full mana for the turn again. It stops at 3 though. He only has 3 max. So this is good for exactly what's happening right now with him. You know, he didn't have anything maybe on that turn, which set him back, but now having it available still, he's not going to be so far behind that he's out of the game. So it works pretty well. I like what they did with the mechanic, to be honest with you. We're going to want to get Kalista with the Spiderling here. This way, whenever we summon some Spiderlings, they'll end up taking any damage for the Kalista. So, in order for her to level up, 3 peeps gotta die. So we have a pretty good board for that right now, which is great. If he doesn't summon anything else, we're gonna be able to snowball this game. So he has to have something here to be able to prevent dying very quickly. So we could sacrifice one of these and have somebody die. That is a thing. And I'd rather this be able to attack again and summon another Spiderling. So I'm actually going to block with this.
Please, I have connections.
Why? Because this is going to summon another Spiderling. And it's going to trigger one of these. So this is going to make us much closer to getting both of these people leveled up. Now, what I also found is when attacks happen during the battle phase, I'm going to call it the battle phase because I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! So deal with it. When the battle phase happens, it goes left to right. So if Kalista's all the way to the right and stuff dies to the left, she will level up in the middle of combat. So that is, it's definitely nice to know. So this is good. I can play this and still have mana left for both of these spells. So we're going to go ahead and get this Arachnid Horror going. Now, if I had attacked, I would not have given him a chance to summon any creatures because I just decided to go right into the attack phase. Honestly, I probably should have done that there because he still couldn't have blocked my Elise. Alright, so he didn't play anything. So I'm still going to be able to go pretty hardcore right here. I'm going to... So now watch what happens when I attack with the Kalista here. Okay? I'm assuming he's going to block the Kalista. So again, when Elise attacks, she summons a Spiderling. So we got 3 Spiderlings now. One will probably die when he blocks. So let's see what happens. Oh, what is he doing? Frostbite an enemy with 3 or less health. So Frostbite, yeah, it brings his attack to 0. So that's unfortunate. I wanted you to kind of see how this interaction works. So let's see if he decides to block anybody. I'm assuming no, because he's going to want to keep this guy to keep getting this buff whenever he casts a spell. The top ally in his deck gains +1/+1. So that is very much a Hearthstone mechanic, having things happen in your deck and stuff that couldn't normally happen in a physical card game. So I'm glad they do that still. So see what happened there? You kind of saw that animation. I mean, technically, you shouldn't even have blocked that, but... Now, see, look. See how it says bonded again to Spiderling? Every time a Spiderling dies, she's chill. She's good. And I don't mean chill as in frozen like she is right now. She's good. So it's going to keep bouncing to whatever Spiderling that there is. So having, like, a turn 1 drop, then into Elise, into Kalista is very, very good for this deck. So now I can decide to play this and summon 2 Spiderling, but, and because something died, and you can always play spells after the combat phase, but you can only play 6 monsters, so I'm actually going to pass on that and get this mana over into my my bank here.
Beauty is beneath the skin.
And at least leveled up anyway, so it's because I had this spider in play too. So it really doesn't matter. I don't need the extra spiders right now, so I'm just going to sit on it. Now, don't get overwhelmed with all of the different interactions either. So these cards are not in a starter deck. These are cards that I use the wild cards that we got for the beta to build a good deck. The basic cards are a lot simpler, but because everything kind of interacts with each other, there's a lot of combos to be aware of in this deck. So what does this do? I have not seen this yet. Overwhelm is like trample, and regeneration, it regenerates to full every single turn. So I have enough to play the spell too, so I'm actually going to play Tortured Prodigy. We don't want to play Brood Awakening because, again, we only have 6 slots here for you know, creatures and stuff. The Prodigy is interesting. Whenever somebody dies, this is going to refill my spell mana. Only my spell mana, though. It does not fill this mana. So, let's see. For instance, I could block with Kalista. This will die, and they'll do a lot of damage, but this regenerates. However, I have Black Spear. So this will do the 4... I'm actually not sure if it does 4 or 5 damage, so we'll find out in a second. Then this will trigger. If an ally died this round, deal 3 damage. So we're going to block. Alright, so it's only going to do 4 damage. So this spider is going to die. Now, because that died, she levels up. Because that's the 3rd creature to have died. Because that died, I get the trigger on this. When an ally dies, refill your mana. So I'm at full mana. And because that died...
But wait! There's more!
That triggers. So I can actually kill this and do the 3 damage, and we're good to go. Still don't want to play this because I have 5 creatures in play. It's not worth it, so... Ooh, so this is what I was just talking about.
Deny.
Very nice to have gotten the deny out on that, though. Very, very nice. So now I know that's 1 deny down. That's unfortunate, though, because now this guy is going to regenerate. So that was a win for him. I mean, that deny messed that up a little bit, so that's unfortunate. So he did just play a deny. I assume he plays 3 because it's really good. The chance that he has another one in his hand is pretty low, so I might be okay playing that. But again... Don't have 6 slots. It's not worth it. Start of round. Frostbite, the strongest enemy. Alright, so we're fine this round. But we are going to attack. Now, the good thing with Elise Evolved is that all of these have Challenger and Fearsome. So, I am going to have this kill this. And we can attack. Now, that summons a token, because she's attacking. And I can trigger some of these now, which is going to be good. Because now I have freed up spots, so I can play the crawling sensation. But, I won the game. You can see how the Elise and the Kalista are insane together. When the Kalista has spiderlings to go off of, she's redonkulous. You can't kill her. She's unkillable. And then when she levels up, whenever those things die, it respawns another one because of her level up power. So that is a very, very good combo, the Elise and Kalista. Definitely consider playing this deck. This deck is amazing for, you know, the beta. I am going to try some other decks out. Hopefully we can get some tutorials out and some basics out for that as well. Alright, well, thank you for watching. I hope that this video was very informative for you. I think that this deck is great. It's great for people to start off learning as well. Elise and Kalista are great together. And it is a one faction deck type. I feel like a lot of people are doing the 2 faction deck types, and this is only 1 faction. Again, hope this was helpful. Hope everybody has a fantastic week this week. This is my 2nd video this week. First time I put up 2 videos in a week, so I hope you enjoy it. Have a great week next week. And until next time, I hope shit just works for you. Peace out.